They ruled world football, mesmerizing millions with every dribble, every goal, every triumph. But how did the mighty fall? How did one wrong decision, a devastating injury, or a shocking scandal send these legends spiraling into obscurity? From the dazzling Neymar to the unstoppable Kaka, from the magic of Ronaldinho to the downfall of Paul Pogba, these are the untold stories of icons who had it all, only to lose it. You won't believe how their destinies unraveled. Subscribe now and join us as we uncover the epic rise and tragic fall of football's greatest stars. Number 10. Neymar. The fall from the top due to injuries and bad decisions. Neymar was once considered the natural heir to Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. The Brazilian forward's dazzling dribbling, flair, and goal-scoring ability made him one of the most talked-about players in the world. After his high-profile move from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, Neymar seemed destined for greatness. He had everything: skill, speed, and the world's attention. But in recent years, Neymar's career has been plagued by frequent injuries, bad decisions, and his ill-fated move to PSG. The Brazilian has struggled with injuries that have limited his impact on the field. While his ability is still evident, Neymar's lack of consistency and repeated physical setbacks have made it difficult for him to reach his full potential. His decision to leave Barcelona and join PSG has also raised questions, as he has never quite been able to achieve the same level of success with the French club as he did at Barcelona. Now playing in Saudi Arabia, Neymar seems far removed from the European elite. His once promising career has been diminished by a series of bad decisions and missteps. Neymar's story is one of what could have been: a talented player who could have dominated world football, but instead finds himself fighting to regain his former glory. Number 9. Andres Escobar. The tragic consequences of a single mistake. Andres Escobar's name is forever etched in football history, but not for the reasons one would expect. The Colombian defender was a key figure in his national team's defense during the 1994 World Cup in the United States. He was known for his composure on the ball, leadership, and his ability to read the game. But Escobar's life took a tragic turn after a single, unfortunate mistake on the pitch. In a match against the United States, Escobar accidentally scored an own goal that led to Colombia's elimination from the World Cup. While many players have made similar mistakes and moved on, this error would have deadly consequences for Escobar. Upon returning to Colombia, the defender was tragically murdered by a group of assailants who blamed him for the loss. The murder of Andres Escobar is one of the most heartbreaking and chilling tragedies in football history. Escobar's story is a reminder of how a single mistake in football can have far-reaching consequences. He was an innocent victim, and his death serves as a tragic reflection of the dangerous pressures and violence surrounding football in some parts of the world. Number 8. Francis Jeffers, the flop striker who disappeared. In the early 2000s, Francis Jeffers was seen as England's next great striker. A product of Arsenal's youth system, he was expected to lead the line for both club and country. Known for his quickness and his ability to find the back of the net, Jeffers was tipped to become one of the top strikers in Europe. However, things didn't quite go as planned for the young forward. Jeffers struggled to meet the high expectations placed upon him. He was often criticized for his lack of composure in front of goal, and despite his natural talent, he could never seem to find consistency. Off-field issues and a lack of discipline in his training were also major concerns. His behavior and poor decision-making off the pitch ultimately played a significant role in his downfall. By the time he reached his late 20s, Jeffers was no longer a regular feature at the top clubs, and he had been relegated to playing in the lower leagues. His once promising career was cut short, and he is now often remembered as one of England's greatest what-could-have-been stories. Jeffers' story serves as a cautionary tale for young players. Without the right mentality and discipline, even the brightest stars can fade away. Number 7. Ricardo Kaka. The fall after a wrong transfer decision. Ricardo Kaka was one of the most elegant footballers to ever play the game. The Brazilian's smooth dribbling, vision, and ability to score breathtaking goals earned him the Ballon d'Or in 2007. He was widely regarded as one of the best players of his generation, and his time at AC Milan saw him win numerous trophies, including the Champions League. Kaka's potential seemed limitless, and he was set to dominate world football for years to come. However, Kaka's career took an unexpected turn when he made the decision to leave Milan for Real Madrid in 2009. While it was a move to one of the world's most prestigious clubs, the transfer turned out to be a turning point in Kaka's career. Injuries plagued him throughout his time in Madrid, and he struggled to regain the form that had made him a global superstar. His move to Madrid marked the beginning of his decline, as he found it increasingly difficult to live up to his previous levels of brilliance. After leaving Madrid, Kaka had short stints with MLS club Orlando City and other teams, but he never truly regained his top form. His story is a reminder that sometimes a wrong transfer decision can have a long-lasting effect on a player's career. Kaka's brilliance faded, and he left the football world earlier than expected, leaving fans to wonder what could have been if he had stayed at Milan. Number 6. Jack Wilshere, the forgotten talent of England's midfield. Jack Wilshere was hailed as one of England's brightest young talents in the early 2000s and 10s. His elegant dribbling, precise passing, and ability to dictate the tempo of a match made him a fan favorite at Arsenal. He was seen as the future of England's midfield and was expected to carry the national team to glory in the years to come. But all of that promise unraveled in a heartbreaking way due to a series of devastating injuries. Wilshere's career was marred by persistent problems with his ankles, knees, and other parts of his body. His injuries were so frequent that his fitness became a major concern, and it ultimately cost him a place in the starting lineup for both Arsenal and England. Despite his undeniable talent, Wilshere struggled to stay fit for any significant period of time. At just 30 years old, Wilshere was forced to retire from football in 2022, his once promising career cut short by the cruel reality of injuries. His story is one of immense unfulfilled potential, a player who had the talent to become one of the world's best, but whose body betrayed him time and time again. Fans could only wonder how great Wilshere might have been had he remained injury-free throughout his career. In your opinion, which footballer had the most heartbreaking downfall? Let us know in the comments. Number 5. Robinho, legal troubles and a career destroyed. Robinho was once considered one of the most exciting talents to come out of Brazil. His dazzling footwork, quick pace, and innate ability to glide past defenders made him a star, and he became one of the top forwards in the world during his time at Real Madrid and Manchester City. The Brazilian winger was compared to the greats, and at the peak of his career, many believed he could become the next big thing in world football. However, Robinho's promising career took a sharp downward turn due to his involvement in a sexual assault case in 2017. The legal battle surrounding the charge and his subsequent conviction in Italy for his role in a gang rape incident left his career in tatters. Robinho was sentenced to 9 years in prison, effectively ending his time in European football. His once promising career was overshadowed by the legal issues that plagued him. The Brazilian's talent had been undeniable, but his inability to control his actions off the field led to a rapid and irreversible decline. His story serves as a powerful warning about the destructive consequences of poor decisions and criminal behavior. Robinho's once promising football legacy is now forever tainted, and it's hard to imagine what might have been had he stayed on the right path. Number 4. Adrian Mutu, career ruined by drugs and bans. Adrian Mutu was once hailed as one of Europe's brightest strikers. His performances at Parma caught the attention of Chelsea, and in 2003, he moved to Stamford Bridge with high expectations. His flair, technical ability, and goal-scoring prowess were evident, and for a time, he was one of the best forwards in the Premier League. But Mutu's promising career came to a crashing halt due to his involvement with cocaine. In 2004, the Romanian striker was caught using cocaine, leading to his immediate dismissal from Chelsea. This scandal not only affected his career in England, but also left a permanent mark on his legacy. Mutu was banned from football for 7 months and was forced to rebuild his career away from the top leagues. Although he continued to play in other European leagues, he never regained the form that had made him a rising star. His career was overshadowed by the cloud of his drug use, and his failure to adhere to the strict professionalism required at the top level led to his premature decline. Adrian Mutu's story is a stark reminder of how substance abuse and poor decision-making can derail the career of a talented player who had everything to succeed. Number 3. Mario Balotelli, the fall from grace, due to his own behavior. Mario Balotelli's career is one of the most tragic examples of wasted talent in football history. A player who, at his peak, had everything: pace, power, skill, and an eye for goal. His potential was undeniable. But it wasn't just his talent that made Balotelli famous. It was his self-destructive behavior, both on and off the pitch. From the infamous "Why Always Me" t-shirt to countless run-ins with coaches, teammates, and the media, Balotelli's career became as much about his behavior as his ability. His unpredictable nature, on-field tantrums, and controversies off the field slowly eroded his reputation. His relationship with coaches deteriorated, and his attitude on the pitch became erratic. Balotelli's fall from grace was accelerated by his inability to adapt to the discipline required at the top levels of football. His career spiraled as clubs began to shy away from him, despite his undoubted talent. Balotelli's story is one of unrealized potential, a player who could have been one of the best, but instead became a cautionary tale of how poor choices, arrogance, and disregard for authority can ruin a promising career. The question remains, what could Mario Balotelli have been if he had just focused on his football and not the drama surrounding it? Number 2. Ronaldinho, the trap of a lavish lifestyle and night parties. Few players have ever embodied the joy and creativity of football as Ronaldinho did. His dazzling footwork, mesmerizing dribbles, and magical playmaking abilities made him an icon not just in Brazil, but across the world. In the early 2000s, Ronaldinho was considered one of the most gifted players in the world, winning the Ballon d'Or in 2005 and leading Barcelona to multiple titles, including the Champions League. But beneath the dazzling smile and on-field brilliance, a dark reality was slowly unfolding. Ronaldinho's downfall didn't happen on the pitch, it happened off it. The Brazilian genius fell into the temptations of a lavish lifestyle filled with wild parties, excessive drinking, and a lack of discipline. His love for nightlife and carefree existence started to take a toll on his career. His weight fluctuated, his fitness suffered, and his performances became inconsistent. The very same spark that made him an unstoppable force on the field began to fade. By the age of 30, Ronaldinho's career had essentially gone off the rails. After leaving Barcelona, he bounced from one club to another, struggling to regain the form that once made him a footballing god. His story serves as a cautionary tale for young players everywhere, how a lack of discipline and an indulgent lifestyle can rob you of your career. Ronaldinho, despite his immense talent, ultimately walked away from football far earlier than anyone had ever expected. Do you think they could have made a comeback? Share your opinions in comments. Number 1. Paul Pogba, career destroyed by a drug scandal. Paul Pogba's story was once one of great promise and boundless potential. A star player for Juventus and Manchester United, he was widely regarded as one of the best midfielders of his generation. His majestic performances for France in the 2018 World Cup, where they lifted the trophy, cemented his place as one of the most talented and charismatic footballers in the world. After winning the World Cup, it seemed like Pogba had everything: a bright future, fame, and the world at his feet. However, everything came crashing down with a single disastrous mistake, a doping scandal that would forever tarnish his career. In 2023, Pogba tested positive for a banned substance, and the world was shaken by the revelation. A mistake, whether intentional or not, that led to an indefinite suspension from football. It was a devastating blow not only to Pogba but also to the fans who had supported him for years. His dreams of playing at the highest level again, especially for top clubs like Juventus and Manchester United, now seemed